What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn says this about Bob Arum. He says, absolutely no one wants to give Anthony Joshua any respect. And he goes on by saying what Bob Arum said about Anthony Joshua. He says, to be honest, I find it absolutely hilarious, Hearn stated. He says, I mean, like, you've got Bob saying that Pulev will absolutely destroy Joshua in this fight, blah, blah, blah. And then when Pulev don't win one round and gets dismantled and knocked out, and Arum goes, I wasn't very impressed by his performance. I mean, absolutely no one wants to give Anthony Joshua any credit, but unfortunately this is the way of the world when you're at the top. And this is what I have to say about that. It is strange, and it is very true. I have to agree with Eddie Hearn on this one, that Bob Arum was preaching. He was preaching to the choir that Pulev was going to knock out Anthony Joshua. He is saying that Anthony Joshua is a bum. He was saying that Anthony Joshua is chinny. He was saying that Anthony Joshua can't take a punch. He got beat by a fat guy and this, that, and the other, and he will lose. In fact, to go a step further, Bob Arum used Anthony Joshua's possible downfall on a solution to Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder's predicament. He pretty much bargained with Team Wilder that Anthony Joshua would lose. Therefore, why would you have to go to court anyway? You heard what he said. I'm more persuasive in telling Team Wilder that Anthony Joshua will lose. So it's no need to even worry about going to court and such. I smooth them over. Give me that blood. Right? And it was a lot. It was something to definitely throw a monkey in the wrench, or throw the momentum off. Depending on what Wilder decides to do with his career and situation with Tyson Fury, it just shows you, though, that the confidence was definitely there. Okay, the confidence was like, yo, I know, I'm convinced that Anthony Joshua will lose this much, that I'm going to put that on holding a halt to a lawsuit from a totally different fighter for a totally different reason. It was, you know, and you can't do nothing but laugh because, see, once the shit didn't happen, Bob Arum at least could have, you know, well, it was a good fight. I was surprised that he took the shots and made that fight the way it happened. But unfortunately, no, none of that shit. He was just like, well, I guess we're going to have a Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua fight. But I know Tyson Fury's going to dismantle this kid. You know, so it's hating on him from one fighter right on next to the other fighter. So no, he didn't give him any credit. And then, like I told you guys, the reason for that, and my belief, my counterpunch on the fact that Bob Arum doesn't like Anthony Joshua, is because of what happened June of 2019. If you guys can remember, what happened in that particular point of time, Joshua was beat by Andy Ruiz, right? It is not the fact that he was beat by Andy Ruiz, it was the fact that who used to manage Andy Ruiz, and that was Bob Arum. See, Bob Arum was the guy that let Andy Ruiz go, but first, before doing so, he was pretty much blackballing him. He was blackballing Andy Ruiz. He couldn't get any fights with Bob Arum after the Joseph Parker fight. And it's bad when you, it's almost like firing a person, right? Without telling them. That's the type of shit Bob Arum did. To the point where Andy Ruiz was like, yo, I'm not even fighting. I got a split decision loss from Joseph Parker. When is my next fight? There wasn't a next fight. So pretty much Bob Arum fired right? Disconnected, stepped all the way back damn near from Andy Ruiz because he couldn't get a fight. That's why he had to pay himself out of the contract, pull a Floyd Pretty Boy Mayweather, right? Leave him, get with Al Heyman, just like Mayweather did. And then he got, was it Dimitrico fight, I believe it is? Then he got the Joshua fight. Okay? And then when he done that, Bob Arum's mindset, it's like, look, I had the guy, I don't believe in the guy, so I didn't manage and put energy into the guy. Okay? So for this guy only to leave me to beat Anthony Joshua cannot be what everybody thinks he is. That's the problem with Bob Arum right now. And that's what he will always have that mindset. And no, he will never give Anthony Joshua credit because he's that bitter about letting a particular farmer, unified, first of his kind, Mexican champion like Andy Ruiz go. That's why. Okay, in a nutshell. So no, because he was able to beat Anthony Joshua can't be any good. Okay, but I mean, he keeps proving them wrong. But even at that point, you have something called gratitude and humbleness, and Bob Arum ain't showing none of that shit. Okay, he's just on to the next one, and Anthony Joshua still ain't shit to him, which it's crazy, but it just shows you the scornfulness, the bitterness of Bob Arum. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Eddie Hearn's statements about Bob Arum. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been counterpunching. Peace.